Multiple pro-Palestinian protesters have been briefly restrained by police at a snap rally last night in Sydney's CBD. About 400 people took part in the unauthorised assembly on George Street, held in response to that interception of the Gaza-bound aid flotilla. Our reporter Max Tillman joins us live now from Sydney. Good morning, Max. What can you tell us about what happened last night?
Good morning, Mel. Well, that's right. And those 400 attendees at last night's SNAP event were mainly made up of two organisations, Students for Palestine, as well as the Palestine Action Group, which some of our viewers may be familiar with here in Sydney particularly. They were the main organisers of the March for Humanity, which saw more than 100,000 people cross the Sydney Harbour Bridge in solidarity with the Palestinian cause back in August. But this was part of a larger global movement known as the Block Everything movement, which is largely in response to the interception of that Freedom Flotilla, that Gaza-bound Freedom Flotilla in the early hours of Thursday morning. That was the main motivation, according to the demonstrators themselves, for last night's SNAP protest. As you were saying a little bit earlier, around 400 people took part. The majority of the demonstration took place on George Street, and in footage that's been obtained by the ABC, you can see a number of demonstrators lying down on the road in what could potentially be an attempt to block traffic. But at the same time, we've also obtained footage which shows a number of police officers restraining those demonstrators, with some of those demonstrators even being forced to the ground during that process. Now, we've heard from the New South Wales Police that they say, first of all, there were no arrests and the crowd dispersed at around 7:30 p.m. But they've also said that the demonstration itself was what they've described as an unauthorised assembly. Now, we've heard from the demonstrators as well. They say they were simply exercising their right to protest here in New South Wales, but at the same time they've said that their motivations were mainly spurred by the interception of the global Samud Freedom Flotilla. There are hundreds of demonstrators who are currently detained by Israeli authorities, and those include a number of Australians as well, Mel.